Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I join my friend and colleague, Senator Baker, in urging support for Senate Bill 1312, Kevin's Law. Kevin's Law makes a simple but meaningful improvement to how Pennsylvania deals with reckless hit-and-run drivers that kill innocent victims, flee the scene, and try to evade justice. Kevin Miller was a beautiful 5-year-old boy. Eric Vannucci was a dynamic 19-year-old young man. Kevin and Eric had their lives taken away by hit-and-run drivers, and their families, through unthinkable grief, found no solace in a law that allowed their child's killer to escape the full weight of justice. Legislators from Luzerne County have worked with the Miller and Vannucci families to honor Kevin Miller and Eric Vannucci by passing Kevin's Law. The passion and the voice behind this crusade has been Caroline Miller, Kevin's mother. No one has been a better advocate, no one has been more articulate, and no one has been more determined in this fight than Caroline Miller. It has been 18 months since the tragic death of 5-year-old Kevin Miller. It has been 18 months since a reckless driver ripped Kevin Miller from his father's hand and fled the scene, leaving Caroline and Dr. Stephen Miller searching for their son on a dark Wilkes-Barre street. The hit-and-run driver evaded police that night and lied to law enforcement officials for more than a year, never coming forward, never accepting responsibility for his actions until the Luzerne County District Attorney backed him into a corner. I cannot imagine how difficult that year had to be for the Miller family. Their son was gone while his killer remained free. Once apprehended, Kevin Miller's killer used every bit of the justice system and continues to do so through various appeals to avoid the full responsibility for his horrific actions. Thankfully, a tough judge, Judge Joe Skorosky, sentenced Kevin Miller's killer to the toughest sentence he could under the law. But the law had a loophole, and the loophole meant Kevin Miller's killer would get less than the minimum 3 years in jail he deserved. The Miller family could have been broken by their son's death. They could have turned bitter after the injustice they endured in the courts. But they remained strong, and they remained fueled by the love of their son. So they fought on for Kevin, and they fought on for Kevin's Law. While we can all praise the final passage of Kevin's Law as a victory of victims' rights, it is still a somber day for the Miller and Vannucci families. Yet to their credit, to their great credit, these proud families stood strong through unimaginable grief and fought on relentlessly to enact Kevin's Law so no family, no Pennsylvania family would ever have to endure the unthinkable tragedy they had to endure. I salute the Miller family and the Vannucci family and all the friends that they have gathered here in this august body. I salute them for their perseverance and their determination. And most of all, I thank the Miller family for allowing us to use their son's good name to lend a greater sense of urgency to this very worthwhile piece of legislation, Kevin's Law. Mr. President, I'm honored to stand in the presence of these remarkable families and humbly ask my Senate colleagues to cast an affirmative vote for Kevin's Law. Thank you.